See if you guys are afraid to admit it. But I am afraid to admit that I am a wrestling fan
Mm,
in public. Is that bad?
yeah.
Are you ready?
Womp womp. Surprise! What is up, everybody? It's the Rowdy Texan Abroad here with Mr. Lathan Hall, and we are doing a different concept tonight. We're doing a prediction show for Money in the Bank that will be tomorrow. So we're going to get right into it. It's going to be a short episode so that we can kind of see where our thoughts are right now, and then we'll get back before the next podcast, kind of review them and see where we're at. Lathan, what's up, man?
It's another day in paradise, man. I can't complain. I woke up with breath in my lungs and 10 toes on the ground, so I can't ask for too much more.
So we're going to jump right in and talk about some of the matches. So the first one that comes to mind, which I'm thinking it's going to be a pretty early match, is going to be the Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm pretty psyched about this match, man. It's long overdue after Rollins injured Balor for the Universal title when it debuted, and he had to forfeit it. So I feel like this is way overdue.
Oh, for sure. No, man, this is this. I feel like this is the way to open up a show like this. Like, if I could remember consistently, forget the storyline part of it, but like putting the last like 4 to 5 pay-per-views together, they've had some really good openers that really like kind of captivated the show. This one, I could dare to say, is probably going to be match of the night across the board. Like they're both athletic. They put on a show every time they're in the ring together. But yeah, like you said, it's definitely way past due. And but the long term, the way they cultivated the storyline into for the booking, it's going to be phenomenal.
Yep.
So it's the audience wins
Yeah.
on this one.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Chances that the demon shows up.
I'll give it about a 65% chance. Usually they find some way of like kind of not surprising you with it, but surprising you with it at the same time by like kind of advertising like, hey, the demon's coming out this time, like 2 weeks ahead of time.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll surprise us. So I give it a 65% chance, but last time the demon showed up for a Seth Rollins match, demon got fucked up. So he might want to sit this one out a little bit.
May
So,
not be
or at least stay away from the outside padding of the guardrails. So
yeah. Maybe some good advice.
So, but at the end of this, it seems like they're going to have a little bit of a longer summer feud going into this one. So, I could easily see Seth Rollins coming out with the win. It come out a little bit trickier because they're playing up like 2 or 3 different storylines right now. Like you're starting to slowly see the dissension or like the cracks in the stable of Judgment Day, while also seeing the rise of Seth Rollins truly in his best form with this title. So it's going to be fun, and they got a couple extra story beats they're going to go with this one, but definitely I see Seth Rollins winning this one.
Yeah. Okay. So Lathan's going with Rollins. I am a huge Finn Balor fan. But I agree with you on that. I don't see Balor coming out with the title or with the win. I think it's something that could happen at possibly SummerSlam if they continue this. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go Rollins on that as well.
Oh, you know what would be really cool? Not foreshadowing it, but they may have like a match, like a Hell in a Cell match at SummerSlam. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That I wouldn't argue with that as long as the cell's not red.
No, at least the lighting not red because we don't do that again. That was gross.
Yeah.
We can make it purple this time.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, like foreshadow Judgment Day, all the shit.
Yeah.
All right. So the next match we're gonna go to is gonna be What I predict is going to be an early match as well is going to be the women's tag team championship. So you've got Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. For people who've been following it, Raquel and Liv didn't lose the titles. Liv got hurt and they had to vacate them, which I feel like she wasn't hurt for very long for them having to vacate, you know?
Yeah, that was weird.
Maybe they thought it was worse than what it was. And so
I mean, that's a blessing in itself, but yeah, there was because wasn't it her knee, if I remember correctly?
it was, yeah, that sounds right. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure, but this is I like the Baszler Rousey tag team. I think they have a lot of potential, but I think that they're not being pushed enough as big time players.
Mhm.
They're kind of on that bottom of the card, which I guess I got so used to seeing Ronda Rousey as a top person that it's weird now to see her down on the bottom of the card. Like
It's just more like a mid card filler
yeah,
for the women.
yeah. Like I think this will be a pretty good match. Baszler is awesome. I wish they would stop throwing her in these tag teams. I wish they would give her a stable like they did in NXT and push her as like a powerful
A badass.
badass.
Yeah.
Now, what was she, the Queen of Spades or whatever?
Yeah.
It was? And
I'm still waiting to see Shayna Baszler Ronda Rousey match.
yeah,
Like,
and
like you don't even have to put a title on it; just give it to us.
right. I think
Yeah.
that would be good. I'd be interested in that. But yeah, this match doesn't really have me too excited. I like everybody in it, but I'm just kind of mad. It feels like I don't know. It feels like Rousey and Baszler are just way better than this. So I'm not really thinking much. I think it's going to be now that I come to the prediction part, it's like, well, do they put the titles back on Rodriguez and Morgan and go with the original idea, or do they keep rolling with what they have?
Honestly, I think they're going to put them back and just rebuild the storyline that they were continuing with Liv Morgan, and I just drew a blank for her name.
Kel?
Yeah, thank you, Raquel. It's my old man brain starting to kick in now.
She's a Texas girl. Come on.
I know. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Raquel, if you're out there and you see this by possibly, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. But yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. With Ronda and Shayna, they can do so much more with them. Right now, I think they're just the fillers and the transitional champions for right now, because they're the only ones that actually can give legitimacy to the titles and actually have a really good heel run with them, but in the right time. Realistically, this isn't the right time, but they can have a really good storyline or a continuation of a storyline with like them chasing the titles back and stuff. Yeah. Or at least it eventually leads to Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey, SummerSlam fighting each other because they can't click anymore. Tomorrow is going to be really interesting for a lot of transitions into different storylines, and that's one of the things I'm more excited about. It's post WrestleMania. We're going into SummerSlam. So you definitely know there's going to be some big things that are going to play into tomorrow that you didn't expect.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to, after kind of thinking about it, I'm going to go with Ronda Rousey and Baszler. I think they go into SummerSlam as the champions. And I think I see something bigger happening at SummerSlam. So I'm going to go with Ronda Rousey and Baszler. So the next match that we're going to discuss is going to be one that I am really looking forward to, because I think the two guys are just going to beat the ever-loving shit out of each other. That is the Intercontinental Championship match. Gunther versus Matt Riddle. Holy shit, I'm excited for this. I feel like any Gunther match is like a big match. Like, that dude just has a presence about him that he elevates that match.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's Gunther all through NXT too. It was always interesting to see his projection as a way he was really like he puts himself over. Like he does it. He's a man of very few words, but he'll let his actions talk in the ring, and they are loud and to the point of his chops. They're very loud. They're very in your face. It's a very exciting match every time he's in the ring. Like there's never not been a good match I've seen, or he could easily have one of the best matches of the night. So,
Yeah.
and then Matt Riddle, it's always good to see him in the ring. He's entertaining. From his UFC background, like it's good to he plays it up really well in the ring, and so it's gonna be fun to see their styles contrast off of each other. Gunther's gonna come out with this one like easily. Like it's he's gonna continue that Intercontinental title streak. They're gonna make it. They're giving the Intercontinental title streak as much prominence now for the mid card as they do for Roman Reigns' actual title streak now with the undisputed title. And that's really cool that they're actually putting that much emphasis back on it and highlighting that again. And they're putting on the shoulder to somebody that is going to eventually, or actually is at this point now, undeclared main eventer. Like you just got to give them the right storyline, find the right opponent for him. It'd be interesting to see if they can work a match between him and Roman Reigns together in the future. But you'll definitely see him on that next tier of main eventers that are going to be the future of WWE for sure.
Yeah.
And he's such a good heel like villain. Yeah, like as far as like that foreign villain that we used to always hate back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, he plays it up really well.
He comes off as that old school villain without having to do the
hokey shit.
Like the Iron Sheik, with the or Nikolai Volkov doing the Soviet national anthem, or the Iron Sheik, USA hot too. He's a foreign heel, but I think that's what makes him so good is that he kind of not only does he elevate the title, does he elevate the matches to make them feel important, but he's a heel that really just is himself. I mean, he's factually talking about like how there's no respect for the ring. There's no, and I'm an Imperium fan. Like I would rock Imperium shirt.
They need a tag team title run. Like they need to put all the mid card titles on and let them have some fun with them for a couple of months. That'd be really fun.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna agree with you. I think I'm gonna go Gunther on this one. Now I've heard rumors that Randy Orton is ready to come back. So if he shows up, I think Riddle may come out with the title, but if it's a straight, Gunther Riddle match, I think I'm erring on the side of caution and not picking the outside choice, and I'm gonna go with Gunther.
Yeah, I mean, they'll find a way. I think it's one of those that like so we're gonna play fancy booking for a second. If the rumors are true that Randy's ready and he's willing to get back into the ring, it will probably be after the match ends. There will be some kind of way like they're going to go back and forth, bare knuckle, just like dragging ass and just bringing the best out of each other. And then Gunther's going to like snake in through with like Imperium coming out at the last minute with a 1-2-3 dirty finish. They jump in, start jumping them. Then you hear voices in my head, or the new remix version I heard is out there waiting to be released according to Instagram somewhere. I saw that earlier and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Okay. And so then he'll come out, help clean house, and then him and Matt Riddle stand strong while Imperium retreats, but Gunther still retains. Then you keep a safe, strong heel faction and a strong heel in Gunther, and then you also have an even stronger face in Matt Riddle that had Gunther's number, but just not tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair point. So we're going to go next to our first Money in the Bank ladder match, which is the women's ladder match. We got Becky Lynch, Zoe Stark, Zelina Vega, Bayley, Io Sky, and Trish Stratus in this for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. I don't know. I love the Money in the Bank matches. The women's matches just always seem to come off very awkward. Like and nothing against them. They're all super talented in there. I just feel like the ladder matches for women tend to just be kind of clunky.
Yeah,
With them.
it's not smooth, and it's like with the men's matches, it seems like even though there's more, it's like a natural chemistry between each of the wrestlers where they can flow with each other's like thoughts about this move or this spot, or trust each other a little bit more. Where like the girls are kind of like you said, clunky. Like it's not. There's a little bit more hesitation.
Yeah.
In some of their moves and some of the spots they want to do.
Yeah. I think right off the bat, my biggest issue with this is you've got 3 people in this match who are involved in a storyline already. To me, that automatically eliminates them from contention in this match. So Zoe Stark, Trish Stratus, Becky Lynch, I think automatically aren't going to be winner. Automatically you can eliminate them as winning because they're involved in a storyline with each other that doesn't involve the title.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you're going to put, Becky Lynch or Zoe Stark, I don't see Trish getting the
yeah, she's that veteran spot that's going to be in the match. Like she's just there to be there. I'm surprised she actually lasted this long. Honestly, like I thought she was going to be more of let's build up to WrestleMania, do one WrestleMania post WrestleMania card and get the fuck out.
Yeah.
But her staying there is actually quite impressive. So I do give her credit for that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. So I think the match is going to come down to Zelina Vega, Bayley, and Io Sky. I think I'm going to put my money on Io Sky. I think she's I don't think she's the odds-on favorite. I think Becky Lynch, Zoe Stark are going to be just the odds-on favorite for people who are from the outside looking in.
I think the bigger names you already know going into it, right?
Yeah, I think Io Sky winning would make an interesting dynamic with Damage Control.
Mm-hmm.
With Bayley being the leader, being the elevated person in that group, being a former champion, NXT, Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion. I think I see Io Sky. I think there's a lot more to go off of that with her with the briefcase than anybody else in this match.
For sure. So my prediction came down to Io Sky or Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega's been there. She's cut her teeth. She's been through some of the with the issues of layoffs and budget cuts and coming back and kind of revitalizing her character on TV, especially now that she has the LWO behind her. So I mean, it would be a good feather in her cap to have it. And then eventually she's well deserved for the women's title. Like, let's be honest. Hopefully by the time she retires, she's held it a couple of times because she's very talented in the ring. I can even see her doing storylines with Asuka. I can see her doing storylines with Flair, or even Rhea Ripley. They have some really good matches. But it's either Io Sky or Zelina Vega. I would say possibly Bayley, like you said. Like the other 3 that are already in the storyline, they're not going to do anything. Like they're just fillers right there, right? And so you're going to be there. They're going to add to the match, but they're not going to be the 3 I would expect to win. Bayley, if she won, it would put just as much of a twist on Damage Control too, because what if she screws Io Sky out of getting it, and then that leads to their dissension. Like it's always they're clearly already loading it up on the front lines of their story with it will be some dissension because there can only be one person to win this, right?
There can only be one.
There can only be one briefcase to rule them all.
Oh, damn it. I hate how nerdy we are.
Yeah. I'm a blurred, bro. I got this. We'll talk about the true trilogies in another podcast.
Yeah.
But it's between those 3, and it's gonna be fun. In this case, I would probably, thinking that out loud just like that, I'd probably say I'll put Bailey at the top of this list.
Okay.
And then they'll eventually lead to something else that comes down the line between Io Sky, Bailey, maybe wrestling out for this title or for this briefcase.
Yeah, for sure. With that, we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break, get a little word in for our sponsor, and we will be right back to finish up the last 3 matches.
Hey, Too Hard, Too Fast podcast, a lighthearted, thought-provoking comedic podcast where we talk about society and culture topics through the lives and experiences of my guests. But that's what it says on paper. The important thing to remember is that Too Hard, Too Fast, we don't check facts. Something you can check is for Too Hard, Too Fast podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and any other podcast platform that you use or don't use. Use them all. Watch us all on all of it.
And we're back. Thank you again to our sponsor, the Too Hard, Too Fast podcast. So the next match we're going to look at is the Usos versus Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns. I think what we're going to see in this match, we're either going to see Solo turn on Roman and Roman go away for a while, or one of the Usos joins back up with the bloodline. I feel like that it's not going to be like a quick, clean 1, 2, 3 matches over. Both teams go their separate ways. There's going to be some kind of shenanigans in this match.
Yeah, it's going to be, first of all, full transparency. I didn't know the lineup of the card until we're talking about it right now. And I'm surprised that this is not main eventing a pay-per-view, which usually Roman Reigns is, or the Usos are. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I mean,
this isn't the official lineup. I'm just going on it like kind of how I think it's going to play out. But the match we'll talk about last has been announced as the main event.
Well, I'll save my comments for that.
We'll get there.
This is going to be a family affair. It's going to be fun. There is going to be some fuckery that goes on. I think it's not going to be completely a full turn of like somebody going, like whether it be Solo or like Jay completely turning. I think best case scenario is just going to be like a missed cue on a sidekick of sorts, or like it's going to be a misdirection of accidentally Superman punching the wrong person at the wrong time. So that's going to be interesting to see how those small interactions as far as their chemistry plays out, because I mean it's the Usos. They are the tag team division in themselves. Like they are like on a whole nother level when it comes to their chemistry. Roman and Solo are not. They're just cousins. Like they've shared the ring once together that we know of, and that was in War Games. So you'll definitely see a little bit of that cool dynamic come out of there too, to see how they'll work together, but also because they are so strong-headed as individual singles wrestlers, see how that plays out too. So yeah, but it's gonna be fun. Where I kind of see the storyline going. Roman will still pull out the win. It'll still be Roman and Solo coming up winners, because Roman Reigns ain't getting pinned, and Solo doesn't look like he's gonna have fun. We have his shoulders pressed to the mat either in this match.
Yeah, I could see it going that way. I could lean that way on everything, but I think the way they're building the Usos, I don't think they can. I think them losing right now is gonna hurt the storyline more than Roman and Solo losing. I don't think Roman gets pinned. I don't see that happening. Unless it's a kind of tomfuckery style thing where it's like a quick roll up and Solo is being held out by by Jimmy or Jay and he can't get in time. Something like that. I could see Roman getting pinned. I think Solo takes the pin on this one. Yeah, there's going to be something. I don't see the Usos losing. I don't think they can afford to lose right now because they're building momentum and they're not going to be ready to knock the Usos down. I see more of an upside to the Usos winning, than I see to Roman and Solo winning. So I'm going to go with the Usos on this one. So the next match is one of my favorite matches. If I wasn't going out of town tomorrow, I would be having a party for this. I have been begging the WWE for years to start putting these pay-per-views on Saturdays because it's too damn hard to watch a pay-per-view drinking beer, barbecuing like it's Super Bowl and get up and go
on a Sunday.
Yeah.
There's no way you can call in sick because you watched wrestling and got really hung up, really drunk the night before on Sunday. Now, if it's Super Bowl, you can call in Monday. You can't call in for wrestling. Yeah, you can't justify wrestling.
Yeah. So all three of us are going out of town, which I'm sure people watching right now, you noticed Mr. George, Too Hard, Too Fast. He is on assignment this week, out of town, doing some stuff with the family, but he's going to be back for our next recording. But the next match that we have, the Money in the Bank ladder match, we have Ricochet, LA Knight, Shinsuke Nakamura, Santos Escobar, Butch, Damian Priest, and Logan Paul. Holy shit, there's a lot of people in this match. I love Ricochet. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. I think he's in this match for the spots. I think it's going to be a great match, man. I think that I'm really excited that you've got a bunch of people who have never won Money in the Bank before. And I think, and the only person in this match who has held the WWE Championship or Universal Championship is Shinsuke.
Mm-hmm.
I've always thought that the Money in the Bank ladder match, the only people in it should be ones that have never been a top champion before WWE.
That makes sense.
I think that would be entertaining for people. But yeah, I'm psyched for this match.
Oh no, definitely. This is one of the very few Money in the Bank matches I've been wholeheartedly anxious for because it's kind of like most of the time you can see where it's going to go one way or the other for certain matches. There was the one time where Brock Lesnar came out at the very end, which was to be fair, at the moment, it was oh shit type of moment, the holy shit moment you want from a match like this, but not the one that we truly enjoyed looking back on it in a bigger scheme of things.
Then we had to deal with Brock Lesnar carrying the briefcase around like a fucking boombox.
Boombox, yeah. Boombox Brock. Dude, that was hilariously cringe.
God.
But at least he was having a good time with it. Oh man, but no, it's this is gonna be a good match all across the board. For as much as I disdain the person, Logan Paul is gonna hit him and Ricochet are gonna be the spot junkies of the night. They're both gonna be the ones that are gonna pull out some random moves out their ass. Neither one gonna win, but it's just gonna be their entertainment. Just like with Kofi in the past and John Morrison and Shelton Benjamin, they're gonna have the most memorial spots that you can see. Santos Escobar is going to be fun in the match too. I'm always a big fan of Santos. If I had to put it on anybody, everybody knows that LA Knight's probably going to be one of the main person that everybody assumes is going to win. Yeah. But actually, I think I have my chips on Damian Priest in this one.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Listen, he'll have that briefcase and it's going to be in his hands for a little bit. And I think eventually this goes back to what I was saying about Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. They're going to have, and I can see that having a match somewhere down the line. And then it just be that right moment where they're both laid out, and then you hear the Damian Priest music come on with the briefcase, and it just is what it is. Sorry, man.
Yeah. No. That's good because I just pictured it in my head, just both of them laid out. Michael Cole losing his mind, and then you hear and even
Corey Graves right next to him.
Yeah, you hear the old Damian Priest when he was on by himself. The what was it? The Archer of Infamy.
Yeah,
that music hit and he comes out. Yeah, okay, I could see that. My immediate reaction is LA Knight. SmackDown tonight, that crowd was losing their fucking minds for him.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm here for it, man. I've warmed up to him. I was kind of meh on him for a long time. I've warmed up to him. The person, so I'm gonna say the person I wish would win and the person who I think is gonna win. So who I wish would win would be Pete Dunne. I have been a Pete Dunne fan since what was it? The cruiserweight? Was he, did he do the cruiserweight? No. He did the UK.
Mhm. Yeah, he was WWE UK
Yeah.
NXT.
Yeah, he started out in that tournament for WWE UK.
Mhm.
I've been a fan of his since then. I love the, like, when he starts bending the fingers and stuff.
Oh yeah, starts breaking them and stuff. Yeah.
Starts stop, man. I love it. I hate the name Butch. I mean, that just ruins him.
But they finally gave him back his name. He earned it back.
They need to.
He goes
Well,
by Pete Dunne.
they were still calling him Butch.
Were they? I wasn't paying attention tonight.
Yeah, earlier tonight they were still calling him Butch. But my choice for so he's who I want to win. If he wins, I'm losing my mind. I
Sure.
think LA Knight is going to win it. I think he has had a astronomical ascension in the company since he dropped that stupid ass male modeling manager gimmick.
Yeah. I hate that they tried to make him a manager because he was so old.
Yeah, Maxine Dupree,
Yeah.
Max Dupree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hated it. I hated it when he went back to LA Knight. I'm there for it. So he is going to be my pick. So that brings us to our main event, which I know Lathan is psyched about, especially
Get
with it
fucked.
being the main event.
Get fucked.
We've got Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio, two second generation wrestlers going at it. You have the American Nightmare, Cody, against Condom. I love that one. I love it. That one just gets me every time.
Oh,
With
man.
mommy by his side. Which thinking about it, no women's championship matches on this card.
Yeah, we got that's kind of fucked. We get a women's tag team title match, but we don't get a women's title match in itself.
Yeah,
It was,
Asuka,
it was on SmackDown tonight. It was
Yeah,
Asuka
Asuka and
versus
Charlotte.
Flair.
Asuka and Charlotte closed, which, it's cool, but I mean, I'm not making the card up. I just think it's kind of messed up,
Yeah.
So yeah, Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio. I'm glad you're not here because you'd probably hit me, but I don't mind Dominic.
Mm-hmm.
I think for what he does, for the character he is and is playing, he is doing a great job. I mean, he's a second generation guy. I mean, the son of Eddie Guerrero, obviously. Just because Mysterio won him in a ladder match doesn't mean that that's
Listen, I tell my wife all the time, I was like, you can tell me that's Ray's kid, but the mullet says Viva La Raza. Dude, that mullet is magical. It's beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh my goodness.
I think this is going to be a good match. Dominic's kind of a unique wrestler, being trained by Rey Mysterio as a luchador, but he's a big ass guy for some of the stuff he does.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a great athleticism to him, for sure.
Yeah, I think he's interesting. He's a pretty big guy to wrestle the luchador style, which I kind of like. His mic work is good for what he's doing. I mean, it's
getting better.
Yeah, people hate him and they're supposed to hate him. So I call that a win. I really like Cody Rhodes. It feels like they're dragging out what we know is inevitable, like he's inevitably going to win that championship. He's going to hoist it up.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're dragging it out where I'm almost like, just do it. Just get it over with.
The story has to continue, man. It's a story.
But it's not
his story.
God.
It's his story. His
Oh,
story has his ass going to the back of the line and working his way back up. It's
Man.
like career mode on 2K15.
I'm looking forward to this match. I think it's going to be good. There's going to be kind of that chicken shit heel shenanigans going on. I guarantee you that Rhea Ripley will be ejected from ringside for fucking around, and she's going to find out. Or do we see Brandy Rhodes?
No.
No, you don't think so?
Listen, I'm already. This is not the main event. I think WWE is just trying to fuck with me at this particular point in time. This is not the main event, and if this is the main event, so be it. It's fine. I'm not on the payroll. I'm gonna watch it because it's gonna be entertaining. The veteran styles of Cody Rhodes in the ring with like the youthfulness of Dominic are very great contrastically as far as the way that they'll move in the ring because they're both athletic as fuck.
Yeah.
That being said, though, if I see Brandy Rhodes on my TV, my wife will kill me because I'm going to destroy my TV.
Oh no!
Yeah, no,
Really?
I was like, I could do without Brandy Rhodes. She was half the reason I didn't watch AEW for the longest time. Like, really nice person and a wonderful mother, but man, she can get really annoying really quickly. Yeah, I'm like, no, that'll definitely turn me off to it. That being said, though, Cody wins.
Yeah.
My prediction is Cody wins because chicken shit heels lose all the time, and it's not really a big event where like it's gonna be what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's not going to be part of a bigger storyline carries on. This is just a one-off match.
Yeah.
It may have one or two more like SmackDown or on Raw to keep it going a little bit longer, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep.
So it'll be a good match all the same. The card looks good. Card looks solid. I think overall, grade wise, it'll probably be a B plus for overall pay per views, especially in the Helmsley era of pay per views. And with this one, so this one will be a B plus with an asterisk because from what it sounds like, Vince has had his hands back in creative,
Yeah.
and that tends to be horrible sometimes, where like you just left scratching your head at the end of a pay per view.
Yeah. I think Cody wins, and I 100% agree with you on that. I think this is a stop on the story of Cody. He's kind of working his way back up. That's a good way to point it. Yeah, I'm gonna give this just a straight. I'm gonna give it a B minus. I don't think that they're looking for anything spectacular here outside of the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. I think that's going to be the highlight of the night, which it should be.
Right.
So yeah, I don't see a whole lot of big stuff coming out of this. I see it being the starting gate for building to SummerSlam, but yeah, I think it's still going to be a solid show.
Yeah, definitely. So, match of the night will be Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. And then you're going to have your, like you said, the Money in the Bank Spot Fest.
Yeah.
Spot Fest 23.
I think match of the night is going to be Riddle and Gunther. I think he has a presence that he's the man. So,
yeah.
With that being said, hey, Lathan, good seeing you, brother. Y'all have a safe trip and enjoy the show. And we will talk again when we get together to record WCW Monday Night Nitro from 1998, Atlanta, Georgia, here in a couple of weeks. So everybody watching, listening, thank you very much, and enjoy Money in the Bank.